Hi, welcome to this video on the University of Wollongong. I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of how their application works, what they are like as a medical school, and what their ideal candidate looks like. So the University of Wollongong is a multidisciplinary institution. It's research intensive, as every university is, but it's really rurally focused. I think that's really important. So it's 3 hours away from Sydney. Don't quote me on the exact number of hours, but it's far away from Sydney. It's in a rural centre, and so a lot of their teaching will be focused around that. The school's aim, so this is straight off their website, to produce graduates committed to patient-centred, evidence-based, reflective and cost-effective medical practice. Okay? Train doctors to work in rural, regional and remote areas and global sites. So that's really important, and that's what you should reflect in your application. If you want to go to Wollongong, you want to show that you're a doctor that wants to work in rural areas, wants to serve regional and remote areas. And that will become really critical both when you're actually in your placements at Wollongong, which are more rurally focused, and also in your interviews as well, where that'll be a majority of what they're concerned about. So their medical program, so totals of 4 years. First year, you have 15 to 20 hours of structured learning and 15 to 30 hours of self-directed learning. So it's quite a significant amount of self-directed learning. And in the following clinical years, you have a compulsory work-based placement of 2,760 hours over 115 weeks. Sounds like a lot. It's probably just a normal full-time load over 3 years. I think we did the numbers to make it look more scary. So what is their ideal candidate? So an ideal candidate for University of Wollongong is a student that is a high performer, but actually has a more well-rounded overall, I guess they probably have some image of what they want in their head, but I think they really go for a diverse candidature within their program. How do I know this? I've spent years and years helping people get into University of Wollongong, and it does always seem like the students that end up getting in have very diverse and interesting backgrounds. So I had a Bachelor of Marketing with very low scores get in because she'd been a school captain, and she was, I think, like borderline Olympian skier. She had all these diverse experiences, and she had lived in a rural area. She really meshed well with the program, whereas students who had relatively higher GAMSAT scores were less successful for a largely unknown reason. And as far as I'm aware, based on University of Wollongong's admission criteria, it's 50% interview and 50% your portfolio. And so basically, obviously, that's to actually get your offer. To get your interview, they consider things like GPA, GAMSAT, portfolio, all the usual stuff. But once you actually get that initial interview, they just kind of decide based on the things they know about you. There's also this weird CASPER test. We'll dedicate another video to the CASPER test after this one. But basically, it's a situational judgment test. And yeah, it's kind of unknown exactly how they use it, but I'll talk about that in the next video. I guess domestic students, so city students, you need to demonstrate living or having close ties to rural residency and schools, if possible. And I guess the benefits of the program are, a broad-based education focusing on rural medicine, especially if that's what you want to do, it would be a really good program for you. So that's all the slides I have on University of Wollongong. I guess the major theme is rural. You really want to show that you're interested in that in your application and the way you describe your experiences. So yeah, on to the next video.